Hello, everybody. My name is Hunter.
My name is Kailee.
And you're listening to Once Upon a Mic. So we're coming in here with episode number 6, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6 episodes already. Seems like just yesterday we were recording number 1. So today we're going to be talking about musicals, theater, our experience, all that fun stuff. We got some new equipment. I'm excited to test it out. Hopefully we sound a lot better. And again, we're just going to kind of just talk about us again. We like to do that, you know. So again, Kaylee's gonna kick it off, just kind of going over the roles that she's been in, and spoiler, she's been in a lot more than I have.
Yeah, well, I was introduced, I always wanted to do theater. I always wanted to be a TV star, be on Broadway.
That'd be so fun.
And so I was kind of introduced in middle school. I joined a theater, I don't know what they call it, company. I don't know. It wasn't I don't know. Where you just do community theater, I guess. But it was kind of expensive, but we don't have to talk about that. But the first musical show that I was a part of was Beauty and the Beast, which is when I was younger, my all-time favorite Disney movie, favorite musical. I loved Beauty and the Beast.
It's definitely everybody knows that.
Everybody knows Beauty and the Beast, yeah. So I was so excited to be part of it, and my 11-year-old self was like, I'm gonna be Belle. There's 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds, but I am going to be Belle. I was not. I was Lady with Cane and a knife. So
really,
I had a cane, and then
I had a cane.
For the knife part, it was literally a bicycle helmet with a styrofoam knife on top.
Wait, really?
It spray painted gold. Yes.
Wait, where was this?
With a company in De Pere.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. That's so fun. Yeah, I would have loved to see that because I think that would have been really cute.
And so what this company did, so I was in there for 6th and 7th grade, I did musicals with them. They did the 2 cast thing. So I think one of them was the Enchanted cast, and the other one was, I forget, but it was I know when we did Susan, it was the Green Eggs cast and the Ham cast, but I'll talk about that later.
So wait, so they basically split up the cast. So our cat's in the background. They some cast performed this night, some cast performed those nights.
So the ensemble pretty much was there both times.
Really?
And it was kind of silly. I don't know. I guess we just didn't have a lot of people, but Gaston in one show was Beast in the other show. So it wasn't to be fair or whatever. I have no idea why they do it because it's
weird.
The same leads just in different parts. I don't get it.
Yeah, can you imagine having to learn Gaston and Beast's role? I feel that would kind of suck.
But yeah, so that was my first and true theater experience, I guess. I was in small school things for summer school and stuff. But yeah, that was kind of my first. Morgan just pushed off some stuff on the table. And then with actual school, because schools always put on musicals.
Right.
It was Music Man, which still could not tell you a single thing about Music Man. I just know the Wells Fargo wagon. That's the only 76 trombones.
I got no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, anyway. But I almost didn't do it because I was I'm already in one company. I don't need a man. But no,
right.
I'm very happy I did because...
no, that sounds like a lot of fun.
And then end of 6th grade, I was in Alice in Wonderland.
Oh.
Again, 2 casts. I forget what they were called. And I was a flower that's mean to Alice, you know? And then I was also... I don't know.
Why was she mean?
Have you never seen Alice in Wonderland?
I don't remember it.
Okay, so there's this Alice, and she's in Wonderland.
Really? Tell me more.
And then I also was a playing card for the Queen, you know?
Oh.
The Queen of Hearts has the playing card soldiers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those too.
Okay.
So.
I don't remember that. I remember Alice in Wonderland, the ride at Disneyland, though.
Oh, gosh.
That one was that was a trip. I don't know. But anyway. Sorry.
So that was 6th grade. And I'm going to keep talking for a while because Hunter doesn't start shows for a few years later. So you're going to enjoy me.
I really wish I would have done theater before. In fact, I almost didn't want to. My mom was the one who made me do it. But we'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah, no worries. And then in 7th grade, again with that theater company, I was in Seussical the Musical.
Ooh.
And I was a bird girl. and a Who. So like the Bird Girl were like the like backup singers for like some things.
Okay.
It was funny. So with the two casts, I was like Bird Girl number 6 or something, and then the other cast, my good friend, was also like the same Bird Girl as me.
Really?
And we are both like pretty tall people, but I am like, I've always kind of been a little chunky, and she's not chunky at all. And they put us in the same costume, even though like we were not the same size. We were just like the same height. And
Like, good enough.
like the night of one of the shows, my costume broke because I am a bigger lady.
What did they do?
I don't remember.
Kaylee's
But
like, I do remember that being traumatic.
Why would they even? Right? Why would they put us in the same thing? We're not close to the same size. So I'm
that's
like,
so weird.
I'm like, you guys have a lot of money. Like, you could have, like, the production company could have got another costume, but that's
right.
Whatever. And then for my school musical that year, we did Beauty and the Beast.
A classic.
Yes. So,
Number 2.
yeah, I was just a villager, and I was also a little rug. So during the song Human Again, I like when the song was like starting and I think Cogsworth was singing, I rolled across the stage as a rug, like a rug being like, and there was like a broom person that was like sweeping me, and I rolled across the stage, and at the end of his little Cogsworth sentence, I like popped up and I did like a little like do like dance little thing.
That's really cute.
And then I laid back down, and it like the rug was like my hands were like the edges of the rug, so I could only put my hands out like so far. And I remember I was walking across the stage, the chairs in the choir room, and I ripped my rug.
Oh no!
Because I was being a stupid little 13-year-old or whatever. So,
Poor Kaylee.
but that was, oh my gosh, and I'll never forget. So the Beast was like this like really like he was like the guy was like really into like he was really good in band, really good at singing.
Okay,
yeah.
like a professional.
He was really good. But they had his little brother who was a 6th grader play like the prince, so that way they didn't have to like switch it. But then at the end, the like older Beast was played the prince or whatever.
Right.
And I remember like waiting backstage to like go on for bows, and we were singing like the end of the Beast. It's like the tale as old as time.
Yeah.
And we were singing that, and the little prince boy turned to me and he was like, "You're really good." And I don't know if it was like I was being obnoxious and he was like, "You're really good," like just like to be mean, or if he was like, "Wow, you're really good." But I'll never forget that.
He was like, I've been riding off that high for the last...
Oh yeah, 10 years, 10 plus years, whatever many years.
That's really funny.
And then, back at that other company, we did Annie, and
It's a hard knock life. That one, right?
And I was too tall to be a little child, so I was a servant. I think my name was like Cecilia.
Wait, a servant?
Yeah, for like Warbucks. Have you seen Annie?
I've not seen any. I don't know what Warbucks is.
Okay, well,
I'm like lost.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so 7th grade.
Wow.
And then 8th grade, I did a different company place. And we did Neverending Story.
What's that?
Man,
I am like...
It was an older movie, and this was like the play version of it or something. Maybe it's based on a book. I don't know. I'm not that old, so I don't know much about it. And I was Igramal, which was like a big spider.
Really?
And I was like the big spider, and then I had all my little spider BBs. They were so cute. I loved them.
That is cute.
And that was the like guy who was like the lead in that. He ended up like he was like the same age as me, and then he went to a different school. And his sophomore, junior, and senior year, he was the lead in high school for every single show. And I got to act with him, so.
Right, so famous, again, by association.
Right. So it's pretty cool. And then I did the best Christmas pageant ever, where I was Mrs. Armstrong.
I thought you were leading up to the show's name. I was like...
no, it was Kailee, best Christmas pageant. And I'm like a mean old lady or whatever.
Really?
And I remember because it was one of those theaters that's like a round kind of theater, or like not 360, but like it's pretty round.
Okay.
And I like walked into the audience, or onto stage from the audience, and my entrance music was the Imperial March. And we like practiced it, and I like kept a straight face. But then when it happened on opening night or whatever, and the music started, people started laughing, and I was like trying so hard not to smile because I was like, this is kind of funny.
You're like, they're laughing for me.
It's pretty good. And then 8th grade musical for the school was Shrek the Musical.
Really?
Which was super fun.
I literally love Shrek the Musical.
It's so good.
If you haven't seen it, absolutely check it out.
It's so good.
It's really
good.
The
music is so moving. Who I'd be.
It's a banger. And it's funny because it's Shrek. You know, like you think of Shrek, you think of the TV show like, haha, it's just funny. But no, it's a good musical.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen it on Broadway.
Oh yeah, that would.
I think that would have been such a cool show.
It was really good. And I played
underrated, if you will. Sorry.
Absolutely. I was the ugly duckling. And I remember my choir teacher was like, "I'm not gonna call you that, so we're gonna call you Pretty Chicky."
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Who's gonna call a 14-year-old girl that she's ugly?
Yeah. Hey, ugly.
Ugly. Get over here.
That was the show where your mic cut out because they recorded the middle school ones, right?
Yeah, they recorded it, and the night that they were recording, my mic wasn't working, so my few lines they couldn't hear in the recording.
Oh, no.
I know.
Yeah, it just goes silent, right?
Well, you can kind of hear like a faint, like, yeah. And for that one, the same good friend that was the bird girl with me, she was actually Fiona.
Really?
So like that was really cool. Yeah,
that is cool.
Happy for her.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Again, I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, it was a good time. The kid who played Shrek, it was funny. He was a 7th grader, and he was a lot short. Again, my friend, very tall. So this guy was a lot short. So he had to wear like platform shoes to be like even close to her height because he was much smaller than her. Yeah.
I'd be like, hey.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't he play Farquaad?
No, Farquaad, he was like less than 5 feet tall. But
really?
He still did the knee thing, yeah.
Where he like gets on his knees. Had him do the knee thing?
Yeah, he was so tiny.
You're like, you can just stand.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
That's really funny.
Okay, now we'll get into high school.
Okay.
Which is closer to where Hunter comes in.
Right.
So freshman year, we did one act. And the one act was it was kind of like a Alice in Wonderland thing. Okay, so one act.
I was just gonna say, maybe you want to break down one act real quick.
Yeah, it's like a festival kind of thing, a kind of competition, but like not really against other people.
State will meet up. So
yeah, so and you have to put on like a show like less than like 40 minutes. Like you can't
go
over that. Like
over 40, you're done.
Yeah, you're not. You can't move on.
Right.
And just like a one act. One act thing, like kind of minimal costumes and like sets because it all has to be done within this amount of time. Mm-hmm. And it was like about Alice in Wonderland, and but like kind of like a goofy little Alice in Wonderland. That was a lot of fun.
What was it called?
It was called Looking Glass Land.
Looking Glass Land.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And I was just like an extra person. Well, I was the announcer for like when Alice like did a baseball game. I don't know. And then I was also part of the responsibilities, which was like group of like singers that like sang to Alice. I don't know. I don't remember. I blocked that out.
All these shows sound kind of weird.
Yes. No, because okay, whatever.
They're probably like low
cheap?
cost. Yeah, I didn't want to say cheap. I was gonna say low cost. We had no budget. Like our budget covered licensing for the musical. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So like everything else was like.
Well, and they didn't pick good music. Okay, we don't talk about that.
We'll get to that in a sec.
But yeah, and then so like from one act you go to like district and then sectionals and then you can go to state. And apparently the school hadn't gone to state in like years. Like it was like their seniors like first time going to state.
That's crazy.
I think they've gone to state every year since.
Right. I don't think they've.
That was like 10 years ago. So
yeah, like if they didn't go to state, I would actually be shocked. What?
So yeah, it was really, really great. And then for the musical that year, it was Kiss Me Kate. I was ensemble.
That's is that the one where like we're the
yeah
okay I know that
I made Hunter do a solo for solo ensemble for that one year.
I had never heard of it, but it's fun. I do like that song.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a good time. And then for the spring play, it was called The Vile Veterinarian.
Spring plays at our school.
The dopiest little
literally purposely ridiculous.
Yeah, they're like filled with like puns,
like
and
as many puns as you can fit into the time span.
Yeah, like people's names were puns and stuff. My name was April, May, June. And I was like, I don't know, I was like allergic to cats, so I'd like fake sneeze all the time.
That was the one with the cupcake, right?
Nope.
We'll get to that one. Okay.
Okay, our Amazon device.
No, we're not going to say that again because we're not talking to you.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Sorry for these unscheduled. Just kidding. All right. Funny. Continue.
Yeah. So spring play is kind of because that was like the first year I did spring play. We didn't do like the little, what were they called? The skits.
Oh yeah,
because like later on we did like skits during like in between like the play.
Yeah.
Because like we didn't have like that many people, so we couldn't
and the plays were short.
Yeah, they were short. And yeah. So anyway, sophomore year.
All right.
For one act, it was called "Hush, Little Celia, Don't Say a Word," and it was about this girl who had like.
Was her name Celia?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mute, like she was mute or something.
Okay.
And it was about like a new friend that she was making, and then, I was like part of the ensemble, but then also played like a drama teacher in that.
Okay.
And I just remember one of the things we had to do like as an ensemble, like I think this was like all in Celia's head, but like. We're like screaming at her like stupid Celia, and one time during sectionals, because like sometimes we'd say it twice like that, other times we'd just say it once.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like we're in the show.
In the show, yeah.
Okay,
We did
I was
times.
like, why did the drama teacher just decide to cut it out every now and
No.
then?
It was like in the show, like sometimes we just did it twice. Yeah. And one time, it was the time we only said it once, and so we all went stupid Celia, and one guy went stupid Celia,
Oh. That would be me. I'd be like,
because we're all supposed to like frozen. So
and this is, you said sectionals, right?
Yeah.
So this is like if you mess up here,
you can't go to state. Yeah, we still went to state, and I think that was the first year we got Critics' Choice.
Really?
Just like the you did
top
really good.
like
award.
yeah, like
I think so. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Once. Yeah.
Never again.
So that was a good time. And then for the musical, we did Fiddler on the Roof.
I watched that one. That's
Yeah.
the only musical that, so up to now, that I've actually seen. And that's because...
No, you saw Beauty and the Beast when I did it in 7th grade.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
do. Okay, so when you go from 5th grade to 6th grade, like from elementary to middle, they have you watch a musical.
Yeah.
And then when you go from 8th grade to 9th grade, they have you watch the High School Musical as an 8th grader. So I saw, Beauty and the Beast, that's right, and Fiddler on the Roof.
Yep. So you saw me. You heard me sing before.
I did.
And
It was good. I sat way in the back, though, so I couldn't see anybody's faces.
Yeah. Well, I was really pretty, so it's not big deal. I was an ensemble, but then I also had a solo in like the little graveyard scene or whatever. It was Who Could Be Mistaken. That was my whole thing. Kind of big show. And then junior year. So Hunter didn't do one act.
Kaylee hates when people said this, but I didn't know it was a thing.
No, you got to pay attention.
I do. I wish I would have. I totally wish I would have done it.
Because your friend did it.
Right, I know, and I didn't know. I wish
Anyway.
I would have done it. Yeah.
It was called.
Although, I'm sorry. If I think I did know about it, I don't know if I would have done it.
I don't think you would have.
So I think my mom.
Unless you knew your friend would have done it.
Actually, yeah, okay. I guess if I knew that they were doing it,
Yeah.
and I knew. Okay, anyway, sorry.
It was called For Feet's Sake. And it was like a story of the Little Mermaid, but like the real story where like she turns into like sea foam at the end.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
All like the Disney stories, like the original ones are sad.
Disney made them nice.
Yeah.
And they all lived happily ever after. Like that.
Ready to
Begin.
Okay, anyway.
We'll give you some bars later in the show.
Yeah. And I played a grandma. I was the grandma mermaid.
Grandma mermaid.
Stop.
Grandma. That's funny.
And then here's where Hunter comes in. My junior year musical was Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
I was ensemble. I hate that show. I don't think I have one good memory from Oklahoma.
Yeah, no worries. It's not like that's where you met
So,
me.
no, the first time I saw Hunter is when he was asking the choir director, like, I think about auditioning or something.
Yeah.
And it was, like, in the middle of the school day. And this kid's wearing a suit.
I don't know. Okay.
So my first impression of him was, oh my God, who's that weird kid in the suit talking to the choir director? Because you weren't in choir either. I'm like, why would you? Who's this kid?
I wore them. So I had gotten free suits from somewhere. I don't remember where. And I really wanted to seem cool. And for me, like Barney from How I Met Your Mother, that was a cool guy. He always wore suits. Or just people in general. Like if you wore a suit, because actually another reason, there was a kid in my elementary school that always wore a suit. I thought he was super cool. Turns out he wasn't.
Really?
Right? But anyways, I was like, I want to be just like that. He was also incredibly smart, like one of the really smart kids in our grade. And I was like, wow, it's probably because he wears suits, right? And so I got these free suits, and I would wear them on Wednesdays, I believe. And so then I wore it. I just happened to be wearing a suit when I went to talk to the musical teacher, and because my mom was like, Hunter, you should go sign up for the musical because your sister's doing it, and she was in middle school. She's like, so you should do the high school one. And I was like, look, I don't want to do that, right? You know, like...
Why?
Just because it felt, I don't know, like, how do you say nerdy? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Look at a mirror.
I know, I'm just kidding. But, and I was very antisocial.
Yeah.
Boy,
did that change.
Right. Well, because I had just started kind of talking to people my freshman year. Like end of 8th grade, beginning of freshman year is when I was like, okay, I can talk to people. I can do it. And so my mom was like, sign up. So I was like, oh, fine, whatever. Continue your story, because now we're to where I was talking to the teacher.
Yeah, no, that was it.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, I, like, kind of, like, knew of you.
Right.
And whatnot.
Because I did the live announcements. So you might have seen me on there? Or was that not at that point?
I think that wasn't at that point.
Okay.
But yeah. And then Hunter would sing all the time. Like, in the hallways, he would just sing. And we don't have to talk about that because I don't want to make Hunter sad. But it was, like, crazy.
Yeah. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What were you in Oklahoma, Hunter?
So, again, I had never auditioned for anything before. I had never seen a musical, actually, I don't think, other than like the two, but I was my 5th grade year watching that. I did not sleep, so I almost slept through the show. And then my 8th grade year, I do kind of remember it, but not really. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't know what the audition process was like. Yeah. So the teacher was like, yeah, just find a monologue and a song. And she didn't give me any like, okay, monologue, I didn't know what a monologue was. Yeah. So I found the Here in My Garage speech by Ty Lopez, the ad that would come on YouTube. The Here in My Garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here. I did that. I had it memorized too. And I memorized it for the meme. And I was like, okay, I'll do this. Sure, whatever, it's a monologue. And then my song was Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Which I did not know was a Rickroll. I didn't know what a Rickroll was at that time. I just happened to know that song, and I was like, yeah, I can sing this one. Again, I had no ill intentions with this. Anyway, I went to the audition. I Rickrolled the audience. And they gave me the lead.
Well, not the lead.
Well, one of the leads. The lead villain. Yeah. Which was Judd Fry, the lonely farmhand who is in love with the main female lead.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you her name. Lori,
was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Did not
Oklahoma
like
was
that
such
show.
an interesting choice for a high school to put on. And yeah, like Kaylee said, I know the general gist. The bad guy, Judd Fry, wants the main girl, but the main guy, Curly, doesn't want him to. There's an auction scene. They fight. And there's like a bunch of subplots in there that I don't remember at all. Anyway, Oklahoma was an interesting show. I gotta admit, so some of the songs are pretty good.
No.
Namely, Oklahoma. That's a bop.
No, it's not.
But anyway, so yeah, Oklahoma. That was my first acting experience.
For spring play.
And I did have a solo there. That one I was very nervous for. But I was sick the week of the show.
Really?
And I was kind of out of it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't scared. Which I worked out perfect. I was more scared the second weekend because then I wasn't sick anymore. Oh. And well, I wasn't like sick, but I was like, taking like cough meds or whatever and stuff like that. And yeah, so I don't remember like being scared at all. I just went on stage. I sang, which is my first time ever singing for anybody. Then my second weekend is when I was like, oh my God, what am I about to do? But I did it last week. Why am I not worried? Oh yeah, I was sick. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Spring play. It was called The Pony Espresso.
Again, very cheesy.
But like a Western coffee shop. And I played Aunt Decaf. Like D, and then Calf was my last name, I guess. And I ran the coffee shop, and then Hunter played
Buck Braun, which was the main character for that show, because the drama teacher kind of cornered me and was like, why didn't you do one act? And I said, I didn't know about it. And she said exactly what Kailee said. Why didn't you know about it? You should have. It's every... And so she was like, you should really audition for, and I think she kind of like, for spring play. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, sure. Yeah. And so then they cast me as Buck Braun, who's I think they described it as the handsome hero, right?
Yeah, boy, were they?
Right, yeah, that was a bit of a stretch. And again, incredibly cheesy. The main female lead was
Star something,
because that came in play later. They literally named her that for, I'm pretty sure, for the joke, right?
Yeah, because they were like, let's name it.
Yeah, well, let's start a coffee shop and we'll name it
Starbucks. And then they were like, no, that doesn't sound good. How about Buck Star?
Yeah, who's ever heard of Starbucks?
Yeah,
and that was it.
That was the whole reason for the name. Yeah. Right. But there were other the other name was like Barb Dwyer, like silly little things like that.
But that's when I remember like actively working with Kailee.
Yeah, because we had a scene together.
We had a scene together. I had to like put my hand on a teapot or whatever that coffee pot that Kailee was holding, and like swear, I solemnly swear to protect this city or whatever.
Yeah,
and so
behind backstage behind a door, we were like chit chatting together like before. But it was kind of like a
yeah. Good show. How's your going?
Yeah.
What's it like being popular? I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
That's so funny.
And then the next year, my senior year, Hunter's sophomore year, one act was called Sea Change.
Yes.
We were both like, because like there were only there were two main characters, and the rest of us were kind of ensemble playing like a few different parts each.
Right. Like you had, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we like one of the characters, the groups that Hunter and I played, like I was the mom and he was the dad for like one scene. So we had like sit next to each other, and I had to like put my hand on his leg or something. I don't know.
And then we started dating. I'm not even kidding. That's actually, we started dating during that show.
Yeah.
And it was, I couldn't really tell you much about it, but
it was
something about her she's talking to her therapist.
Yeah, she had a lot of like mental problems and stuff.
Yeah, and so like we would like, me and Kailee, I was the dad, and we're like, wow, we're going to do these lovely things. And then we started getting spirits started like pulling us apart.
Yeah.
Which I think she was talking about her parents' divorce.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It was a cool show. And,
yeah, it was fun.
Did you get an award for it? No.
I did. Let's start with that.
Yeah, it was okay, but I got an award for it.
Yeah, they give out outstanding actor awards, and like the two leads got it, and we were like, okay, yeah, that's expected. They're the two main people. And then the next person's name they said was my name for like, to get an award. I literally went, what? I was like, huh? And they gave it to two other people too, which like the three of us like were like the main like ensemble people. Mm-hmm. So
there's definitely like tiers to it.
Big deal. Yeah, for sure.
But no, like they don't give those out willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Like you have to actually like, because again, these are like judges. Like there's more than one.
Yeah.
There's three, right?
Yeah.
So the three people, or
I think it's like 2 out of 3 have to agree. I don't know.
Have to agree that yes, this person did not only a really good job, an outstanding job, enough to give them an award, which costs them money. So
yeah.
And again, like they can't give them out to everybody because otherwise it would be saturated or whatever. So
yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to downplay the award that Kailee got.
No, it's fine. And then the musical that year was 42nd Street, which before the like when they we were like asking the directors like, what's the show gonna be? What's the show gonna be?
Yeah, and they always make a huge deal about announcing.
They're like, there's a song about money and what? And then what? They were like, it's just a musical you definitely know. And they said 42nd Street. And some kids, I swear, fake people. They were like, oh my God, I totally knew it. It's like, no, you did not. No, you did not know 42nd Street 30 minutes ago. Like,
right, you did not. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Never heard of that show before in my life.
Again, because like we were born like recently.
Recently. That was really fun.
And I was a dancer, so I had a tap dance, and I had a little solo line. And we were like the stage manager.
I played
in the play or in the musical.
My character was Mac.
Yeah.
Who was the stage manager.
Yeah. And so can I tell a story?
Depends on what the story is. Okay.
So a few years later or whatever, Hunter had to write down for one of his classes like the best and worst things that happened in his life. And Hunter kind of had a rough time. I'm not going to tell you details, but he literally put down that being Mac was one of the worst things in his life. Being a sidekick. Oh my God. Some of us didn't even get names sometimes. Like, the male privilege.
I wasn't genuinely sad. I, for one, hated that assignment. And I have this thing where I cannot think.
Oh.
Right? And
really?
So, for me, I was like, I physically cannot think of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm not going to write down, like these things. So, it was like, I don't know. And I was like, I guess it kind of sucks. Not sucks. But I guess, like, sure, whatever, and so.
Okay, whatever. Whatever. We could talk about male privilege in theater later.
Yes, yeah, we will discuss that.
Absolutely. And then the spring play was called Cornfield of Dreams. It was about Little Miss Sweet Pea. That was me.
Woo!
And so a cool thing about the spring plays is they always have like a good girl, a heroine, a hero, a villain, and a villainess. Mm-hmm. And when the villains come on, the audience is encouraged to boo.
And they play like a dun dun
yeah.
dun 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 dun. Every time they come on, every single time,
and every time you have to boo.
Yeah.
And then when the hero comes on, you're supposed to like clap and like yay.
Yeah.
And then when the heroine. Heroine?
No, I don't know.
When the good girl comes on, you go, aww.
Yeah.
So I was the good girl. So every time I came on, people had to go, aww. Mm-hmm. And I like that show because people were forced to like me.
I feel like maybe they liked you anyway.
Nope, they were forced.
I don't know.
They were forced.
I played Pot Cornwell in
my dad.
That one. Kaylee's dad in that one. There's this one scene that I quote on every now and then where they're eating. And he's like, that certainly eases the pain.
Yeah, but you always say it wrong.
How does it go?
You said it right there, but you always say that certainly is delicious. And
yeah.
That's what your friend said. You didn't say that.
Right. And so I still, because it's just that certainly eases the pain. Mm-hmm. I don't know why.
And then that's kind of where my theater stuff stops. I mean, I had a theater minor in college, and I have beef with it because I auditioned for 5 shows back to back.
You had to.
I had to. You had to do a show.
Right, which is so funny.
They rejected me every single time. Mm-hmm. And they had the audacity to pull me aside one day and was like, Kaylee, you really need to start being in the shows because you have to graduate with this minor. And I literally went, I've auditioned for every single one. You are the one not putting me in the show. Like, hello?
Did you drop that minor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Right. This is out of my hands. I'm auditioning. I'm giving it all I've got, Captain.
Getting it all in goal.
And so I got beef.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. And we can discuss that.
Yeah. So, Hunter, what did you do after I left?
After Kaylee left, Kaylee was a senior, or when Kaylee graduated, my next year was junior, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I lose it. Okay. So for one act, we did at the bottom of Lake Missoula, and I played the character Jim, and the main female character was Pam, which I'm pretty sure were Office references.
Yeah.
And anyway, that one I really don't remember. Something about how there was like a hurricane or something destroyed the town, whatever. We ended up going to state, and for that one, I did win an Outstanding Lead Actor award, and that one was a cool show. Again, it wasn't memorable.
Yeah.
It was like, it was very sad.
Yeah.
It was, and those are my favorite shows. I feel like those are the easiest to act, I guess.
You like them to act, you don't like them to watch.
I don't like watching. No, I hate feeling sad. I like acting sad. I don't know why.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was my one act, and then for musical, we did Newsies because the rights for Newsies had just dropped, and every single high school was doing it, and so obviously we got to jump on it, right? I gotta be honest, not the biggest fan of Newsies. It's
not fan of Newsies, big fan of Jack Kelly.
Yeah, Jeremy Jordan. Yes, please. That guy is such a good.
Get that in writing, folks.
No. He's such a good singer. He's in a lot of stuff and love listening to him. Anyway, but Newsies as a whole, it's like it has a good message, I think, which I do like. But I don't know, it's just another music. Yeah. Anyway, I played Snyder in that show. Which
trying to
catch Jack Kelly. Yeah,
I wasn't the bad guy.
I wasn't the main villain, which was the business people.
Yeah,
I was the guy they contracted to, like, the warden, I think, right, or something. Yeah, constable, something like that. So I wasn't like the way they did it. I wasn't in any songs, but I was only in a few scenes.
Yeah.
So I didn't sing a single song on stage. I sang off stage. And it was okay. So I don't really remember that show, but anyway, that was my musical. And then for spring play that later that year, I played Win Fairly in Win Fairly Champion Wrestler, which, again, very cheesy show. That one I was a boxer or something like that. I had to fight on the stage.
That one was like the first one like that, our first spring play that I wasn't in that I saw, and like me and my friend were like, were they always this bad? Really? Were they always this? Because it was really bad. Like, you guys weren't bad. Like, the show was just like, oh my god, what is this?
I know, and maybe I kind of like it. I think it's really funny because they're so cheesy. Again, any second they can cram in a joke, they will. Doesn't matter how good or how bad that joke is, it will be in there. Which I think is, it gives it character. Sure. But anyway, so I played Win Fairly, the main character for that one, and I don't really remember too much. I just remember that I had to pretend to box in a boxing ring. Yeah. And I was really sweaty. So, and so was the other guy, which it was kind of gross. Anyway, and then entering into my senior year, one act again, I played Telemachus in The Odyssey, which was kind of like it was a humorous take on The Odyssey.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I thought it was pretty funny. And it had some really good scenes. That's probably like one of my favorite spring plays, just for a story alone. No, just for a story alone, because it was like this one. It was kind of interesting, and like it's The Odyssey, So, yeah. But it was like humorous. And then for musical, we did Beauty and the Beast. Because so it was funny. They had done Fiddler on the Roof. They had done a lot of like, okay, maybe people don't like Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, 42nd Street. Then they did Newsies, and I think they got a taste of what having money
people
was
are like. Oh, I know Newsies.
They packed the theaters. I don't know if they packed them for the other shows.
No, not
but
a chance.
Newsies sold out.
Yeah,
and that meant a lot of money for the drama department. So I think they're like, wow, this is nice. Actually, having money.
Yeah,
people are come to shows when they know what it is.
Yeah, it was like, come on.
Like, I think you could have guessed that. So they were like, let's keep rolling in the cash, right? So they did Beauty and the Beast. And then
I think also because that was the choir director's favorite show that she said, and up until then, the people that were like in school had done Beauty and the Beast at the musical.
That's
at the middle school. Sorry,
so
you guys were the first group that didn't do Beauty and the Beast at the middle school for senior.
Right.
So I think that's another reason why they did.
That's a good point. And so I played the Beast in that one.
Very fitting.
Because I'm crazy and mean.
I was thinking ugly, but no, I'm just kidding.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. That one was a lot of fun. I really liked it. But
you stank after that one.
I was like a hockey player, I think, after that, like wearing all that gear. I literally smelled so incredibly bad. Like when you go out and meet the people, I've warned them. I'm like, I am so sorry. I smell so bad. If you want to give me a hug, go ahead. Like my mom, Yeah. But you're gonna regret this.
Stinky.
Very stinky. So that was.
They did not wash those costumes.
They didn't, and so yeah, that one was that was going. I got to the Gaston was played by one of my best friends. So
you got to strangle him?
Yeah, I did. I got to strangle him, which is something I've always wanted. Just kidding. But we actually got to, the drama teacher was showing us how to fake, like how they strangle people in like shows. And it was really cool. So
You're like, I can just do the real thing.
Right, yeah,
He's fine.
he's fine with it.
Yeah.
You pull away and they pull your hand, so that way they're controlling the pressure. It was really cool. I never would have thought of that, but it looks realistic.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, that was a pretty fun show. And then after that, we did. Actually, sorry, real quick. My senior year ended in 2020. Everybody's favorite year.
What happened in 2020?
Wow, let's see. Around March,
Yeah.
a few weeks after spring play or after musical, like we got done. Like 2 weeks later,
yeah,
right?
Not even, yeah.
COVID shut down the school. And so it was like, ooh, like this is close. Well, they still wanted to do spring play. So we did spring play in a podcast form, which I thought was kind of a clever idea. And I thought it was neat.
Wasn't it like over Zoom or like?
We actually did it on Anchor, I believe, or something like that. And so, yeah, we each like recorded our lines and they recorded it. Sorry, we each spoke our lines. They recorded it. They put it all together and we had a podcast. So I don't know if it's still out there, but it was a cool idea. Because that way
What was the name of the show?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to say that. The name of the show was Heaven Help the Potators. The family's name was the Potators, and I played No Account, which was the lead villain. And so I got to record my lines virtually. Obviously, not the same in the slightest.
Right.
You didn't have to memorize anything. You just read it in your hands. But it was still cool that they at least did it, kinda. The kitty Morgan got on the table, and she's probably going to knock something over. Anyway, that's the end of my theater experience. Because again, like Kaylee said, getting into theater in college is a lot harder than it is in high school. Because high school, they pretty much, I don't think they turn anybody away, right?
No.
Whereas the college ones, their cast is small, and they pick shows with a small cast.
Yeah. But also they I don't know. If you didn't know somebody.
Right. And I don't think they would take you in if you weren't a theater something, right?
Yeah, I don't think that was a rule necessarily, but I think that's what they did.
I think because they wanted to leave room. But I had a theater minor originally. I didn't proceed with it. So anyway, I auditioned for one show, I think. Didn't get in, and I was like, this is it. I'm done. Just kidding.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Yep. But anyway, so I did not do any theater outside of that, but I would love to. Kaylee and I have talked about signing up for community theater and doing it. And we just haven't. But anyway, so that is the end of our experience.
I thought that would take 10 minutes, but it's been 40 something.
So actually, real quick, Kaylee and I have this really cool ability to talk about random things for as long as we would like to.
Yes.
So I don't know where we got that from. But anyway, so yeah, that's our experience. I thought that theater was such a cool thing. I'm so glad I got to do it, and I'm so glad that my mom made me, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have met Kaylee either. So
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, did you want to?
I feel like we can stop it here, and maybe next time we can talk about our dream roles.
Right. So,
and by next time I mean maybe the next 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah. We'll just put this one up, part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So we're gonna end this one off here. If you want to keep listening about theater, tune in to the next episode. So
of Once Upon a Mic.